How are you all going? Back with Jono for another quick math lesson. Today we're going to be looking at a concept called annual leave loading. So this is something that doesn't really make sense, okay? It's saying that when you get leave or when you get time off in Australia, your job might pay you more money to not work, which doesn't really make sense, but it's a pretty good deal for the worker. So in Australia, we often get about 4 weeks of annual leave, okay? That's usually around Christmas, but people can take it whenever they want. And during these 4 weeks, some jobs pay extra, and this is called leave loading. The reason that companies do this is that, number one, the cost of living goes up when you're on holidays. You might be spending a little bit more money, you might have booked a trip somewhere, so the company gives you a little bit more money to kind of keep up with these extra expenses. Also, you can't work overtime when you're off. Some jobs might have overtime hours built into them, but other ones you could get paid more during the week if you work extra. So the company's giving you more money just to help you survive because there's not that option of you working that extra hours. And jobs also do want you to take it. You might think, why would they want to pay me more money? But they don't want people to save up their annual leave for a couple of years and then take a really big trip, because then they can't advertise for a new position. Someone's not really working there for a long period of time. So the company actually does want you to take that leave every year, and they kind of incentivize it by paying you a little bit extra. Kind of the standard rate in Australia is 17.5% of your normal pay. So you get an extra 17.5%. Some companies might be a little bit different, but this is just the rate that you're going to see in your HSC and most exams. So we've got 3 common types of questions, and we're just going to go through an example of each of them, okay? So the first one is, how much extra money do you make? So how much on top of your regular salary do you make for these 4 weeks? The big kind of hint for all of these ones is you've got to find out what your weekly salary is going to be, multiply that 4, so you find all 4 weeks, and then work from there. So this one here, we've got a salary is $95,320 per year, and you've got 4 weeks of annual leave loaded. So we've got to find out how much we make in those 4 weeks normally, and then we can find out our extra pay. So for this one, we've got 95320 divided by our 52, which is going to give us $1,833.08. So that's our weekly income, okay? From here, we've got to multiply this by 4 because we get 4 weeks of leave loading. So multiply this by 4, which is equal to $7,332.31. Just a hint, make sure you keep this number in your calculator and use ants, okay? Instead of just rounding it, you might get a slightly different number. So if you just keep it in your calculator as answer, it'll help you out in the long run. So from here, that's our normal 4 weeks, but we're getting an extra amount of money. We're getting an extra 17.5%. So all we've got to do is take that number and multiply it by 17.5%, which is 0.175, and that answer is $1,283.15. So this is your extra annual leave loading. So the second type of question they might ask you is, how much do you earn in total? So you could do it in the same way that we did the last one, but there's a small little percentage trick that we can use to save us a little bit of working out. So in this one, our salary is $48,750, and we've got 4 weeks of leave loading. So again, we've got to find out our weekly salary and multiply it by 4. So we've got our number divided by 52, which is equal to $937.50. That's our weekly income. We've got to then multiply this by 4. So 937.50 multiplied by 4 is equal to $3,750. So that's how much we make in 4 weeks. Now this time we're trying to find our total amount of earnings. Okay, that's probably more important. You would want to know how much money you actually have instead of finding your bonus. So for this, we just have to take our normal salary and multiply by not 0.175, but 1.175, because we are increasing by that percentage. So if you type that into your calculator, you get $4,406.25. So that is your income for your 4 weeks of holiday. Finally, and this is the hardest type of questions, they could tell you how much money you've made on your holidays, so with your bonus, and they'd want you to find out what your normal pay is. So for this one, instead of multiplying by our 1.175, we've got to divide to go the other way. So for this one, we made $4,950 in 4 weeks. So we want to work out our normal weekly pay. So for this one, we've got to divide it by 4, which gives us $1,237.50. So each week of our holiday, this is what we made. You could work out the percentage increase first and then divide by 4. Either one's going to be fine. So now we know that we had our normal pay and it was increased by 17.5%. So we times by 1.175. So we just got to do the exact opposite to give us a number. So here we've got our answer from the last bit, our weekly holiday pay divided by 1.175. Just before I throw it in the calculator, have in your mind what an appropriate answer is going to be. I'm probably going to make, I don't know, around $1,000 normally, because I've just been increased 20% of my normal salary. I throw that into my calculator and I've got $1,053.19, which fits into my guess, so I know I'm going to be right. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you later.